The official notice is coming. The courts have reached their verdict about the money that was stolen from you, and justice is about to be served. That person who betrayed you, manipulated you, and took what was rightfully yours, they're not just going to pay it back. They're going to prison. The legal system has uncovered everything. The paper trail, the lies, the fraud, all of it. While you've been patient, the law has been working silently in your favor. Your funds are being returned. Your name is being cleared, and someone you know is about to do hard time for their crimes against you. The universe has balanced the scales, and there's nothing they can do to escape what's coming. The letter arrives without warning, thick, weighty in your hands. Official government seal, your name printed in bold, the kind of envelope that shifts reality the moment it's opened. Within these pages lies confirmation of what you've always suspected, but never had the proof to declare. The courts have been investigating silently, methodically building a case that will change everything. A case so airtight, so undeniable, that no loophole remains for those who schemed against you. They've uncovered the financial fraud committed in your name. Every deceptive maneuver traced, every stolen transaction catalogued, every forged document now irrefutable evidence of the betrayal orchestrated against you. What you once sensed in whispers now screams in ink and legal precedent. Legal systems move with purpose. They gather evidence in shadows until the truth becomes undeniable. Your case has reached that threshold, the moment where silence ends and consequences begin, the moment when power shifts and those who thrived in deception are forced into exposure. This isn't random timing. The wheels of justice turn at their own pace, grinding toward inevitability, toward you. Toward this reckoning that no one can prevent or postpone any longer. The years of hidden wrongdoing have met the moment of their reckoning, and the universe has declared that now is the time. The documents detail assets you never knew existed. Money, rerouted through accounts designed to keep you ignorant. Property signed away in your absence, with your name buried in the deed as if you were a ghost. But ghosts don't sign documents, and now the truth comes screaming back from the grave of stolen opportunities. Your bloodline carries power, ancient, undeniable, valuable. This wasn't common thievery. This was calculated hijacking of generational wealth meant for you. Your birthright, the inheritance they kept hidden spans beyond mere money. Land holdings, investment portfolios, trust funds established generations ago, all earmarked for you. Family trees can be pruned to divert resources. Your branch was intentionally cut from official records, paperwork manipulated, lineages rewritten. Relatives whispered about family matters behind closed doors. Those conversations were strategy, sessions to keep you from discovering the truth. Great-grandparents established protections for their descendants. Someone dismantled those protections systematically. Royal blood doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It flows quietly through veins, unaware of its own power until moments like this. Powerful families throughout history have witnessed this exact scenario. The chosen heir separated from their destiny through deception. The rightful inheritor kept in darkness, while others feast on their abundance. The Romanovs, the Habsburgs, the Windsors. Each dynasty has its hidden heirs and stolen legacies. Your story follows this ancient pattern. The difference is that you've lived to see justice arrive. The wealth belonged to you from birth. The courts have confirmed this truth. Betrayal requires access, intimate knowledge, trust. The people who orchestrated this theft weren't strangers. They sat at your dinner table, attended your celebrations, pretended to protect your interests. A matriarch with calculating eyes. The woman who claimed to nurture while secretly sabotaging. Her signature appears repeatedly on documents transferring your assets elsewhere. The faithful friend who never quite explained their sudden prosperity. Their concerned expressions masked ruthless ambition fed by your stolen resources. The patriarch, who enforced family rules designed to keep you compliant, confused, dependent. His authority built on foundations of your diverted wealth. They created an elaborate mythology, stories about family hardship when abundance was the truth, tales of modest means while your inheritance funded their secret luxuries. These weren't impulse crimes. These were strategic decisions executed over decades, conscious choices to steal not just money, but identity. Their greatest theft wasn't financial. They stole the truth about who you are. The courts have unraveled each thread of deception, named each conspirator, documented each betrayal. Moses raised in Pharaoh's house while his true identity remained hidden. Monarchs throughout history separated from their crowns through elaborate schemes. Your story mirrors these ancient patterns of chosen ones kept from their rightful place. The difference is, your story ends with restoration, not continued deception. Court documents don't lie. Official seals validate truth. The ruling is unequivocal. You are the rightful owner of all assets previously diverted from your possession. Legal language is precise: fraudulent conveyance, unlawful conversion of assets, breach of fiduciary duty, each phrase documenting how they systematically stole what was meant for you. Your name appears in the rightful claimant section of every legal document. The courts have confirmed your position beyond contestation. Bank records reveal the pathways of your diverted wealth. Properties transferred through shell companies, investments hidden behind corporate veils. All roads leading back to those you trusted. Judges have reviewed the evidence extensively, their conclusions unanimous. The judicial system rarely moves with such certainty unless the case is airtight. The legal principle of restitution demands complete restoration. What was taken returns with interest. Financial forensics traced every dollar, every transaction, creating the elaborate facade hiding your true worth. Your name is being cleared from any fraudulent documents, your reputation restored, your rightful place in succession re-established. The universe operates through immutable laws. Balance must eventually be restored. The courts are simply formalizing what cosmic justice demanded. Prepare for the restoration of everything stolen. The decree has been signed, the process initiated. Their lifestyle was built on stolen foundations. Your inheritance funded their comfortable existence. Vacation properties purchased with diverted trust fund payments. Luxury vehicles acquired through falsified loan documents bearing your forged signature. Private education financed by investment accounts established for your benefit. They displayed wealth they never earned. Status purchased with your birthright. The betrayal transcends immediate family. Extended relatives remained silent. Financial. Advisors looked away. Legal counsel drafted documents they knew concealed theft. Everyone who benefited must face consequences. The courts have identified each participant in the scheme, named them in official proceedings. Documentation exists confirming their involvement. These weren't struggling people stealing from necessity. These were privileged individuals, greedily accumulating more than their share. Their calculated precision reveals premeditation. Tax shelters established years in advance. Offshore accounts created to hide the paper trail. Legal structures designed to obscure ownership. Some received direct payments. Others accepted gifts purchased with your money. Many simply enjoyed lifestyles elevated by resources rightfully yours. The most insidious betrayal came from those who knew but remained silent. Witnesses to theft who chose complicity through inaction. Family reunions where they exchanged knowing glances while keeping you ignorant. Holiday gatherings funded by your diverted inheritance. Conversations that stopped when you entered rooms. The courts have tracked every beneficiary, every accomplice, every silent partner in this decades-long deception. Their comfortable lives built on what was stolen from you are about to crumble. And now let's take a moment to salute the ones who were never meant to fit in because they were born to stand out. Here's to the chosen ones, the silent forces, the watchers in the dark, always aware, always steps ahead, moving differently, thinking beyond, seeing what others refuse to. Acknowledge, they don't walk the easy road, they forge their own. They battle forces unseen, breaking illusions, rewriting fate itself. It's a path few dare to tread, and that's exactly why they do it. No masks, no pretense, just raw, unshakable truth. That's the Obsidian inner order. A sanctuary for those who know they were never meant to follow. Over 450 invincible chosen ones, not bound by rules, but by purpose. A brotherhood and sisterhood of cosmic disruptors, truth seekers, and divine warriors. If you feel it in your bones, you already know where to find us. Links in the description. If not, that's fine. We'll still be here, watching, guiding, shifting reality itself. This is for the ones who don't need recognition, who don't ask for permission, who simply are. Here's to you. Legal consequences arrive with brutal finality. Someone is going to prison. The courts don't issue these rulings lightly. Criminal charges follow civil judgments when fraud reaches this magnitude. Federal sentencing guidelines are explicit. Financial crimes involving trust violations carry severe penalties. The documentation confirms multiple felonies committed across state lines. Their names appear in court records permanently. Criminal charges that cannot be expunged. Public records accessible to anyone searching their background. Reputations built over lifetimes dissolve in the harsh light of legal proceedings. Community standing evaporates when fraud is exposed. Professional credentials become worthless with felony convictions attached. The mastermind faces the harshest sentence, years behind bars, contemplating the destruction their greed created. Federal facilities don't offer country club accommodations for financial crimes of this magnitude. Accomplices receive proportional punishment, reduced sentences in exchange for testimony, probation terms restricting their movement, employment options, financial activities, all assets acquired through fraudulent means face seizure, houses, vehicles, investment accounts. Anything purchased with stolen funds returns to its rightful owner. They believed their power was absolute, their control permanent, their crimes undetectable. They never imagined facing a judge reading detailed accounts of their deception, never pictured their names in court documents describing elaborate fraud schemes, never anticipated the cold certainty of legal consequences. Major criminal enterprises throughout history share this fatal flaw. The belief that power protects perpetually. Roman emperors, medieval lords, modern financial criminals, all eventually face judgment. Their fate was sealed the moment they chose deception over honesty, theft over integrity, personal gain over familial responsibility. The courts are simply executing the inevitable conclusion. Power transfers instantaneously. The court's declaration reshapes reality. Yesterday they controlled everything. Today, you hold the authority. The transition happens through legal proclamation, not gradual shifting. Assets frozen in their accounts now flow toward you. Properties with their names on deeds become yours through court order. Investment portfolios they manage transfer to your control. Their signatures no longer carry weight on financial documents. Yours becomes the only authorization required. The power dynamic inverts completely. Those who dictated terms now receive instructions. Those who controlled resources now request access. Those who made decisions now await direction. This transformation extends beyond finances. Your voice carries the authority they once claimed. Your decisions shape the future they once controlled. Your truth overwrites their fabricated narrative. Family. Gatherings shift polarity, business meetings rearrange seating, social circles reorganize around new realities. The respect once afforded to them transfers to you through formal recognition of your rightful place. Conversations stop when you enter, rooms for entirely different reasons. This reclamation restores more than wealth. It returns your rightful influence, your deserved status, your ability to navigate the world unencumbered by artificial limitations they created. The transition feels disorienting only because you've lived so long under false pretenses. The discomfort signals realignment with truth, not deviation from it. Royal blood finds its proper channel. The throne returns to its rightful occupant. The crown settles where it belongs. The courts simply formalized cosmic correction already underway. The universe restoring proper order after extended disruption. Your power was never truly gone, simply dormant, waiting, gathering strength for this moment of complete restoration. Watch them carefully. Their responses reveal everything. Some choose absolute denial. I never knew. This is all a misunderstanding. The courts have it wrong. Desperate attempts to rewrite reality, even as evidence mounts against them. Others attempt strategic apologies, carefully worded expressions of regret without admitting culpability. I'm sorry you feel hurt. We never meant for things to turn out this way. Empty words designed to manipulate without accepting responsibility. The most revealing reaction is silent panic. Frantic calls to attorneys, sudden interest in offshore banking regulations, quiet consultations about extradition treaties. Their public faces project calm, while private actions betray terror. Brave statements to family members, while secretly transferring remaining assets to hidden accounts. Confident reassurances, while preparing escape plans. They reach out suddenly after years of distance. Unexpected messages expressing concern for your well-being. Invitations to discuss family matters privately. Each contact an attempted manipulation to protect themselves. Some try leveraging emotional connections. After everything we've been through together, we're still family despite all this. Don't you remember how I was there for you? Transparent attempts to exploit sentimentality for legal advantage. Others attempt intimidation tactics, veiled threats, implications about potential consequences, suggestions that pursuing justice might cost more than it's worth. Last desperate efforts from those who've lost actual power. The most calculating will try dividing your supporters, spreading different versions of events, creating confusion through conflicting narratives. Classic techniques from those accustomed to controlling through deception. Their words mean nothing. Their actions revealed their true character long ago. Powerful figures throughout history have employed identical tactics when caught. Denial until evidence becomes overwhelming. Artificial remorse when denial fails. Desperate maneuvering when consequences appear inevitable. They're following the predictable playbook of the guilty, confronted with irrefutable proof. The courts anticipated every response, every defense strategy, every attempt at manipulation. Their reactions changed nothing about the judgment already. Rendered, everything built on stolen foundations collapses simultaneously, bank accounts frozen through court order. Credit cards declined without warning, asset seizure notices delivered to multiple properties. Their financial reality transforms overnight. The social consequences arrive with equal speed. Invitations disappear. Phone calls go unanswered. Former friends suddenly unavailable. Community standing evaporates when criminal charges become public knowledge. Professional implications prove devastating. Licenses revoked due to felony convictions, board positions terminated immediately. Business, partnerships dissolved through emergency proceedings, career achievements permanently tainted. Family structures fracture under pressure. Marriages collapse when financial security vanishes. Children distance themselves from disgraced parents. Extended family members choose sides in the inevitable division. Psychological consequences manifest physically. Stress-induced health problems, insomnia, anxiety disorders. The body betraying the mind's inability to process complete life collapse. The speed of destruction correlates directly to how much they gained through deception. Those who benefited most lose most dramatically. They experience exactly what they inflicted upon you. Uncertainty, instability, loss of identity. The symmetry delivers its own justice. Their desperate attempts at damage control fail consistently. Legal appeals denied. Character witnesses disappear. Evidence remains irrefutable, despite their frantic efforts to discredit it. The universe ensures complete consequence for each action taken against you, not through mystical intervention, but through the natural outcomes of their own choices. This isn't your vengeance. This is natural law restoring balance. Their destruction isn't your burden. Their choices created these consequences long before today's revelation. You need not celebrate nor mourn their downfall. Simply acknowledge the universal principle that deception eventually collapses under its own weight. Truth liberates instantly. Complete knowledge breaks ancient bindings. Your instincts were correct all along. The disconnect between what they told you and what you sensed created constant cognitive dissonance. That internal conflict ends today. The certainty feels almost physical. Tension releases from your body as reality aligns with intuition. The exhaustion of constant doubt finally lifts. You aren't joining reality. Reality is finally catching up to what you always suspected. This revelation breaks patterns extending beyond your lifetime. Generational curses of financial manipulation, ancestral cycles of identity suppression, familial traditions of power distortion. The courts formalized what spiritual law already determined. The chosen one, recognizing their true identity, breaks the spell permanently. Previous generations lived and died under this deception. Your ancestors watched their birthrights diverted without recourse. Your awakening ends this cycle for all who follow you. The psychological freedom exceeds the financial restoration. Liberation from gaslighting, release from manufactured limitations, escape from artificial boundaries placed around your potential. The curse required ignorance to maintain its power. Knowledge disintegrates its foundations completely. You see everything clearly for the first time. Relationships, motivations, patterns, history, the comprehensive picture previously hidden through strategic misinformation. This clarity extends beyond your immediate situation. Your perception sharpens regarding all relationships, all interactions, all dynamics previously obscured by the distortion field surrounding your existence. The freedom transforms your physical experience. Tension, headaches disappear, chronic pain diminishes, sleep improves dramatically. Your body responds to alignment with truth on a cellular level. Breaking this curse doesn't just release you, it liberates everyone connected to you. Future generations inherit freedom instead of bondage, truth instead of deception, clarity instead of confusion. The courts simply documented what the universe already recognized. Your awakening was inevitable. Your restoration guaranteed from the beginning. Opportunities materialize from seemingly nowhere. Paths previously blocked suddenly clear. Financial abundance flows without resistance. Accounts formerly emptied now overflow. Investment opportunities appear precisely when needed. Resources align with your requirements without effort. Influential connections establish themselves automatically. People positioned to advance your interests appear in your path. Mentors arrive with exactly the guidance required for your next evolution. Protection surrounds you without conscious summoning. Legal shields activate preemptively. Financial safeguards engage automatically. Spiritual boundaries establish themselves around your energy field. Doors previously locked against you swing open at your approach. Institutions, formerly hostile, welcome your presence. Exclusive circles suddenly extend membership. The wealth returning exceeds what was stolen. The universe operates through abundance, not exact accounting. Your restoration includes compound interest on everything previously diverted. Your authentic power magnetizes precisely what supports your highest expression: people, opportunities, resources, information. Each arrives exactly when needed without strenuous effort. This isn't random coincidence. This is natural law recognizing authentic authority. True nobility magnetizes appropriate abundance automatically. Watch carefully who suddenly appears in your life. Many will attempt connection only after your restoration becomes public. Discernment becomes essential. True allies arrive before your vindication, not after. Your intuition regarding relationships has sharpened through this experience. Trust this enhanced perception. It distinguishes genuine support from opportunistic association. The universe has placed guards at your gate. Energy fields that repel deception. Subtle warnings that activate before conscious awareness. Internal guidance systems calibrated through this awakening process. Previous restrictions vanish completely. Geographic limitations dissolve. Financial constraints evaporate. Social boundaries disintegrate. Your expansion encounters no artificial limitations. This unrestricted flow represents your natural state. The condition always intended before interference, the divine design finally operating without distortion. The courts simply documented what cosmic law established from the beginning. Your rightful place includes abundance, influence, protection, and unlimited expansion. Cosmic justice operates with perfect precision. The scales balance exactly. This wasn't merely a legal proceeding. This was the visible manifestation of spiritual warfare conducted beyond physical sight. The final resolution of conflict extending beyond your lifetime. Your opponents never fought, just you. They battled universal law itself, challenged cosmic principles governing existence. Their defeat was inevitable from the first deceptive action. What returns to you exceeds what was taken. Universal justice includes comprehensive restoration, plus additional blessing for enduring the temporary limitation. The victory extends beyond financial recovery. Your complete vindication, your total restoration, your unlimited clearance to advance without restriction. This resolution establishes precedent, extending beyond your situation. Future generations face fewer barriers because of boundaries broken through your experience. Ancient deception. Patterns permanently disrupted through your awakening. The enemies intended your destruction. The universe ensured their actions created your elevation instead. Their greatest weapon transformed into your strongest asset. They couldn't imagine this outcome. Their limited perception prevented recognizing the cosmic consequences of challenging your rightful place. Their temporary victory guaranteed their permanent defeat. This manifestation phase carries unstoppable momentum. Resources multiply beyond logical explanation. Influence expands without deliberate effort. Protection strengthens automatically as your position elevates. The universe delivers completeness. Nothing partial, nothing limited, nothing delayed. The restoration includes everything stolen plus everything you would have generated had the theft never occurred. Your responsibility involves simply receiving, accepting, allowing. The universal forces handle the details of your complete restoration. The legal documentation simply confirms what was spiritually settled already. What was yours has returned. What was hidden has been revealed. What was stolen has been restored with interest. The final victory was never in question. Only the timing remained to be determined. The court ruling represents the visible manifestation of invisible justice already established. You are free, victorious, restored, elevated. The future extends before you without limitation.